Happy Thursday, everybody! It's Boozer Thursday to some of you. Y'all, yeah, well, good morning, everybody. I know you're looking for Jessica next to me, okay? Jessica got a little bit lost this morning. It's her first time coming to Untitled TV. But if you're not, well, she'll be with us in the future, the near future. So good morning, everybody. Welcome to Untitled TV. This is the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. And today, we're going to be talking about lots of new things. I'm going to share with you my favorite things. You're going to share with me. This is the Crack of Dawn show, as I'll be taking you through this 1 hour of fun on this beautiful Thursday morning. If you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so at the bottom column where it says live chat, or you could use the contact details at the bottom right of your screen. Right there. There's it right there. All right, so very good morning to everybody. For those of you interacting with us already on YouTube, coming in this morning, we have Alan Murugan saying good morning. Ramashni Purachi, good morning. Asha Puran, morning, honey. Asha, why morning? Why just morning? Good morning, honeys. All right, so I know what happened. Okay, so load shedding is just killing my show, our show, the Crack of Dawn show. So I apologize for not continuing the story that I said to you guys. We were talking about our science experiments, and well, there are still things that I wanted to share with you guys. Okay, so on the last show, we were talking about the amplifying the smartphone science experiments. Remember, I was giving you science experiments that if you are that I'm going to do my homework tomorrow morning last minute person, if you're that type of person, I gave you things around your household which can help you score an A in your science projects or experiments. Now, we talked about amplifying a smartphone. We spoke about sending a tea bag flying, which you know with the hot air rises thing. And then we also did watch the water rise as well. Everybody knows that experiment. We also did setting the raisins dancing. I don't know if you guys remember that. And we also had a race balloon powered car. I also taught you guys how to crystallize your own rock candy. That's also scientific as well. And the best one was repelling glitter with a dish with dish soap in your bowl. That was the best one. I think it was the best one. That one will score you an A. Growing up, if you in primary school, you did the blow the biggest bubbles that you can. We did that one as well. We also did building a Ferris wheel. Now, we also had Ramashni Parachi who shared with us what she did in school. Ramashni, just remind us what science experiment you did. I forgot about which one you did. All right, so this morning, as we open up the show, we've got a jam-packed show for you guys. A couple of laughs from one of my favorite people from 94.7, Wackhead Simpson, everybody. But just stay tuned for that. We'll come back and we'll listen to his jokes straight after this.
Look at slide 4.
Becky, don't lose your cool. Think of the quarter pounder. It will taste like sunshine on a rainy day. Oh, so make it a day, the quarter pound away. Da 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 da.
Welcome back, everybody. If you just joined us, you are live with us on Untitled TV. This is the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. And if you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so as we are live. And there's a column right there at the bottom of the screen that says live chat. And you can also use your contact details at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show. All right, so welcome back to everybody. For those of you who are watching the show for the very first time, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel as we're sitting at 199 subscribers this morning. Thank you so much. I'm so proud of us. All right, so just for a good couple of laughs before we get to the experiments, let us cut to Wackhead Simpson's senseless survey.
Hi, ma'am. How are you today?
Hello. Who's speaking?
My name is Peter. I'm calling you from the Census Bureau. Ma'am, do you have 30 seconds to answer a survey for your country?
I think I'm a little bit old for this sort of thing. You'll have to try and find somebody a little bit younger.
You are fine, ma'am. You don't have to run around or do anything.
I know that, but I'm not a young person anymore.
Why is lemon juice made with artificial flavor and dishwashing liquid made with real lemons?
Not a clue.
Have you ever stopped to think and forgot to start again?
What's this got to do with a census and to do with a country?
Ma'am, sorry, just two more questions. Why is Charlie short for Charles when they are both the same amount of letters?
Because it's meant to be a more endearing name.
If you would not hurt a fly, what would you hurt?
I'd hurt another fly.
When you last stopped to smell the roses, how long did you stop for?
I can't remember. My roses haven't been blooming much lately.
Shame.
But when I do have them going, I stand and smell them.
Have you ever stopped to smell a woman named Rose?
Not really, no.
Have you ever wondered why sour cream has an expiry date?
No.
Just one more question. Do you believe God gave us shins so we could find furniture in the dark?
Yes, naturally.
Do you find my voice attractive?
I must go now, see?
Okay. Do you think it would be good if a proctologist and a psychologist opened up a practice together? They should call it Odds and Ends.
Definitely.
More or less, would you say that less is more?
Yes.
Would you mind if the country Chile were renamed Hottie?
I couldn't care less. These are silly questions, excuse me, but
I apologize for that, ma'am. Just one last question. When was the last time you did a Mexican wave?
I've never done a Mexican wave.
Have you ever been chased up a tree by a wild animal?
Yes.
How many times a day do you burp?
Excuse me, but who's making up these questions?
No, ma'am.
Making up a lot of nonsensical questions. I think it's time for you to stop wasting my time.
Ma'am, just one last question. When
I had that one last question about 10 times already.
in bingo, if I had to go 22, what sound would you make, ma'am?
Quack, quack. Right, that's a granny's game. Okay, you're wasting my time.
You wasted Granny's time.
I don't think she took that census survey serious.
Who would take a survey like that serious? I don't know why she still stayed on the phone. I wouldn't have. I don't know about you guys. Whack it, Simpson, everybody. My personal favorite radio presenter and DJ from 94.7. I wish we could do this every morning because I used to do this on the Breakfast Express show, on my Breakfast Express show on Actonville FM. And every morning we used to kill it at 10 past 7 with Whack it, Simpson. I love him. Love him to bits. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. All right. So today we are going to talk about our human experiments. We're going to talk about, well, worst human bad experiences. But before we do, for those of you who want to share with us all of your projects and what you've done in school to help those who are watching the show this morning and are running late for school, didn't do their homework, didn't finish the experiments or projects as due for science today, help them out and let us know on at the bottom of the screen. If you've got the live chat there, you can share with us, as Romashni Padachi has. She comes in on YouTube saying she built a library with working lights, and I know she scored an A because you're a straight A student, honey. Alan Murgan laughing and Romashni laughing this morning on the show. Thank you, Ankit Simpson, for that. This is going to be an epic Thursday, as he was my lull for the day already. All right, so talking about our science experiments, for those of you watching the show, kids, here's another one that's called Demonstrate the Magic Leak-Proof Bag. Okay, so there's a picture. I've got a picture of an actual clear bag, right? And it's filled up with water. And it's got pencils going through it, or should I say color pencils going through it, and it looks like magic. So it's so simple, yet it's so amazing. Now all you need is a zip top plastic bag, all right, sharp pencils and some water to blow your kids' minds away. Now once they're suitably impressed, you can also teach them how the trick works, explaining the chemistry of the polymers. Now, if you do research now, go on Google and check out polymers, P-O-L-Y-M-E-R-S, polymers. Okay, check those. Check how that experiment actually works. What's the gist behind it, and then you'll get an exact explanation, or you'll get a better understanding of what I'm teaching you about a plastic bag, some water, and color pencils through them. It's quite epic. All right, you can also design a cell phone stand. Everybody needs a cell phone stand. To all you selfie people out there, taking pictures all day, you can build your own selfie stand. Now, you can use your engineering skills, okay? And you can use items from around the house to design and build a cell phone stand. Now, I personally I would use, you know those ice cream sticks, those wooden ice cream sticks, right? You can make a nice triangle, and on the wooden stick, you put those office pins when you pull them apart, it stands up, and it can hold a cell phone just like that. That is a cell phone stand, and there is your straight A in science. Booyah! All right. You can also recreate the water circle in a bag. Okay, this one was sent from Sade. Sade says, you can do so many easy science experiments with a simple zip top bag. Fill one partway with water and set it on a sunny windowsill to see how the water evaporates up, and eventually it can rain down inside the bag, causing to show precipitation. This is beautiful science experiments. These are easy A's. You're scoring A's for nothing. That's what we do here at Actonville TV. That's what we do here at the Crackerdown Show. We don't work hard, baby. We work smart. Coming up next, we've got the worst human experience uncovered by Clement Stenek. Check him out.
Scientists dedicate their lives researching and making profound discoveries. The ultimate goal for a scientist should be to do something good for humanity. Sometimes, however, truly horrible experiments are conducted. My name is Gimmons, and today we'll cover some of the worst human experiments in history. A short disclaimer, I picked some of the most controversial human experiments of the past century for this video. This video is not going to be lighthearted, it's rather upsetting, and there are many crude experiments, so please be aware. Operation Midnight Climax. The first set of experiments was conducted in the US. In the 1950s, the CIA secretly sponsored a set of experiments which are now known as Operation Midnight Climax. The goal of these experiments was to find out whether we can control the minds of unknown victims. Yeah, that sounds straight out of a bad sci-fi movie. So, how can we test that, you might ask? Well, a couple of CIA agents bought an apartment in San Francisco and turned it into a brothel. And in one room they incorporated a mirror. This was a one-way mirror, and on the other side was an extra room. The agents used this room to spy on the unknown victims. The agents then hired sex workers to drug the customers without their consent. Then they tried to control their minds by making them revealing random secrets. The experiments went on, but then the agents went even a step further. They started drugging people at random places. And this was really crazy, as it didn't matter if you spent a day at the beach or you went to a concert, no one was safe. The experiments overall ran for 10 years and provided the government with extensive knowledge on topics such as mind-altering drugs and surveillance technology. Fortunately, the experiment was finally shut down in 1965. And to top it off, one of the agents who was involved in the study later admitted to his boss to taking drugs himself and saying that this experiment was, quote, fun. The facial expression experiments. No one died during the facial expression experiments, but the nature of this study is still just so disturbing. In 1924, at the University of Minnesota, psychologist Carney Landis began an experiment to study common facial expressions. Specifically, he wanted to find out whether everyone's expressions of emotions such as happiness, disgust or shock looks the same. The question is, how did he try to provoke disgust or shock in people? Yeah, you know this is going to be bad. The scientists just started to recruit a bunch of people and drew some lines on the faces to see their emotions better. Then they underwent 17 stages of the experiment. First they did quite harmless things, such as listening to popular music or smelling ammonia. Then it became a bit weirder. Firecrackers were exploded underneath the subject's chair and they had to share their most embarrassing secrets. The scientists then showed them, let's say, adult pictures, and they had to touch frogs while receiving electric shocks. Well, and that wasn't enough though. In the final stage, the scientists told the participants to behead a rat. As you can imagine, by this stage of the experiments, the participants were so overwhelmed they couldn't really process what was happening. And overall, a third did what the scientists told them to do. But the ones who refused to behead the rat were also not spared, as the scientist went on to behead it. He photographed all of their reactions and collected them together. Then he went to an auditorium of psychology students and they had to assess, just based on the pictures without knowing the context, how the participants felt. So, what was the outcome of this horrific experiment? Based on facial expressions alone, the students couldn't really assess how the participants felt. That's it. As you can imagine, many participants later reported to feel traumatized by the experiment. The monkey drug trials. This itself is not a human experiment, but it's still important to talk about it. In 1969, a series of experiments was conducted at the University of Michigan. The goal was to find out whether monkeys can get hooked on drugs. Yeah. At the start of the experiment, monkeys were housed in cubicles barely bigger than themselves. At the center of one of the walls were two switches. The monkeys could press the switches. One injected a drug into a catheter which was implanted into the monkeys, and the other didn't release any drugs. The monkeys would initially press the switch out of curiosity and receive morphine, codeine, cocaine, amphetamines, and alcohol, among other drugs. When monkeys failed to initiate self-administration of a drug, the scientists started to drug them automatically just to see if they can get drug dependent. Yeah, and as it turns out, monkeys can get drug dependent. And it's really sad to read this study. The monkeys suffered a lot. They hallucinated, they vomited, they self-harmed. It was just horrible. And some monkeys even died during the experiments. As you can imagine, the study was and still is very controversial, as it just causes unnecessary suffering for animals. You can find the original study in the description, but be aware that it is really hard to read. Fortunately, such studies are not possible in today's society anymore. Japan's Unit 731. Okay, this set of human experiments is actually so horrible you cannot imagine it. Japan's Unit 731 was a notorious branch of Japanese army which conducted human experiments in the 1930s and 1940s. The goal was to test poisons, infectious diseases, and how much the human body can endure. For example, they infected the victims with the plague, anthrax, typhoid, or cholera. According to some sources, plague-ridden fleas were put into clay bombs which were then dropped onto civilians. And the soldiers also didn't stop there, they conducted vivisections. Vivisections are the practice of mutilating human body parts without anesthesia. And if you read about the reports, it's just unimaginable. The victims either directly passed away from the surgeries or were later executed. The experiments concluded with the end of the Second World War. Unfortunately, none of the scientists of Unit 731 was ever punished. You see, the US government helped to keep the experiments secret in exchange for information they gathered. It is estimated over 200,000 people died during these experiments. It's just so horrible. The Monster Study. The Monster Study was one of the most controversial psychological human experiments of the past century. It was conducted by a speech pathologist called Wendell Johnson. Wendell Johnson was a stutterer when he was a child, and he became obsessed with the causes of stuttering. So he sent a postgraduate student to an orphanage. Yeah, bad. To find out whether she can induce stuttering in orphans. Worse. As part of the study, the student experimented on 22 orphans and put them into two groups of stutterers and non-stutterers. The first group received positive speech therapy, meaning the fluency of the speech was praised. The second group, however, received negative speech therapy, meaning that they were constantly criticized for the speech. The children were interviewed every couple of weeks for the next months. And there were some devastating results. Children in the stutterer group who were originally extroverted and outgoing suddenly didn't talk much anymore. And they also became very anxious. One girl told that she doesn't talk to her best friend anymore because she's afraid that she will find out that she's a stutterer. The study finished after 6 months, and Johnson concluded that kids who stuttered and were criticized for the speech were worse off than before. The postgraduate student later regretted her part in the study, and she visited the orphanage a couple of times to praise all of their speech. It actually took a long while until the public really knew about these experiments. It was only in 2001 when a couple of articles were released. Survivors received some compensation for the traumas they had to endure during the study. Yeah, that was all horrible. The Tuskegee Syphilis Study. The Tuskegee Syphilis Study was carried out in 1932 by the Tuskegee Institute. The aim of the study was to find out how syphilis progresses. Syphilis is caused by a bacterium which is transmitted through sexual contact. Syphilis can have different outcomes and, if not treated, damages the brain, eyes, heart and blood vessels. The study initially involved 600 Afro-American men, 399 with syphilis, 201 who did not have the disease. The men were not told what the scientists wanted to study, they just said that they had bad blood. In exchange for the studies, the man received free medical examination and some free meals. The experiment was mainly to observe how syphilis progresses over time. And although the premise of this experiment is terrible, it even became worse. You see, at the start of this experiment, there was no cure for syphilis. But then penicillin became available. Penicillin and later other antibiotics are an effective way to cure syphilis. But instead of treating the man with antibiotics, the doctors actually told him not to seek any other medical advice and did not help him whatsoever. And the study continued for years and years. It was only in 1972 when the press found out and they released an article about the Tuskegee syphilis study. The experiment was subsequently terminated and a lawsuit was filed, resulting in an out-of-court settlement. Of the original 399 men, 28 died of syphilis and 100 died of related complications. Then a new law was passed and studies from now on had to have informed consent. Yeah, I mean, this is terrible, right? The Holocaust experiments. Being one of the most cruel regimes in history, the Third Reich was notorious for the installation of concentration camps. Unfortunately, some scientists used the supply of prisoners to conduct human experiments. One of the masterminds of these horrific human experiments was Joseph Mengele. Mengele was a famous doctor in the Third Reich, and soon after arriving in Auschwitz he was nicknamed Todesengel, which is German for angel of death. He supervised the selection of incoming prisoners for either direct execution or for hard labor or his experiments. Mengele was especially interested in twins and he just kept them separately from all the other prisoners. It must have been a bit weird in the beginning for the twins since they didn't have to commit to any hard labor, but this wasn't out of kindness. Mengele thought the twins were the ideal test subjects for his perverse ideas of race theory. He often just suddenly came in and took one of the twins away and started his human experiments. He proceeded by infecting the hostage with various diseases and he amputated limbs and he also injected dyes into their eyes to see if their eye color changes. Another SS doctor called Sigmund Rasche was also keen to conduct human experimentation. In fact, he was one of the first to suggest high-altitude experiments in concentration camps. Here prisoners were put into pressure chambers and the pressure was very quickly altered. These experiments were also often lethal, as you can imagine. Other prisoners in the concentration camps had to stay naked outside during cold nights and were then thrown into boiled water. And words cannot describe how sick these people actually were. You see, Rasche enjoyed his experiments. One of Rasche's superiors once suggested that if prisoners survive his experiments, they should be pardoned for life imprisonment. But Rasche refused and said that this is not necessary. I mean, how sick is even this dialogue? In an ironic twist of events, Rasche himself ended up in a concentration camp after it was found out that he committed various crimes. And with that I don't mean his killing spree, but instead scientific fraud in general, and also killing his former lab member. After the Second World War, some responsible people went to trial and were executed, others went to prison. Some could flee from Germany, including Mengele, who died in Brazil in 1979. Yeah. He avoided trial throughout his whole life. His diaries were later found and he largely showed no regrets for his actions. But I want to take a minute to talk to you about today's scientific rules and ethics, and how we can make sure that these experiments never happen again. Some of these experiments led to new international laws. And some new ethical codes have been formulated, such as the Nuremberg Code and later the Geneva Declaration and the Helsinki Declaration. And these state that no experiment should be conducted where people suffer lifelong injuries or any form of damage. And this is actually also what we saw in past videos. For example, we once covered how stress, among other factors, can accelerate aging in our cells. So the hypothesis is that chronic stress damages our bodies, but instead of testing that by causing stress, we try to reduce the stress and then to see if there are benefits. The Tuskegee syphilis experiments led to the requirement of informed consent. And informed consent is now standard practice. For example, we once covered how a pig transplant was transplanted into a patient. And before the transplantation, the patient had to know all the different outcomes which are possible. And then there are also rules such as participants should be treated equally. There are no privileges. If, for example, we want to test a possible HIV vaccine, and we have covered that in the past, then we randomly select who will get the vaccine and who will get a placebo. So you see, fortunately, there are many laws and guidelines in practice today. But of course, no system is perfect and there are also different standards for different countries, and some experiments still are quite unethical.
Ooh, no. Okay, those were the worst human experiments uncovered by Clement Stanek. And you know what? I know I'm all about clowning around early in the morning on the crack of dawn. That's something that you just needed to know. I thought I should share with you guys. Alright, well, as you know, we got a jam-packed show for you. We are talking about science experiments, good and bad, this morning. So if you'd like to interact with us in studio today, please do so in the bottom column where it says live chat. And don't forget, we also got lots of entertainment. As you know, we're all about showcasing talent right here on Attenville TV. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back straight after this.
Put a spell on you. Because you're mine. Oh, because you're mine. Because you're
Welcome back, everybody. If you just joined us, you are live with us on Attenville TV. This is the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. If you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details, which you'll find at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show. But as we are live, there is a bottom column right there that says live chat. Interact with us as we're talking about science experiments this morning. Now, I've given you guys so many different ideas. I think I've given you guys over 14 different experiments to try, well, at home, with all of your the stuff that you have in your household, basically. And if you're running late and if you have a science project due today, I've been helping you all the way. All right, here's the one everybody in the English-speaking world knows about. You can conduct an egg drop experiment. I don't know, everybody knows the one, the egg drop one. Come on. Okay, so you can put all your engineering skills into the test with an egg drop. Okay, you can challenge kids. Okay, challenge kids to build a container from stuff that they find around the house that will protect an egg from a long fall. And then this is especially fun to do from the upper story windows. Now, I've done the egg drop experiment with you know the KFC, we just saw the KFC advert, you know the KFC straws. Now I made them go into one another like a triangle, and I kept the egg in the center and I dropped it from 2 stories high, and that was a very successful experiment. I think I did quite well. Well, I scored A's in all of my science experiments because for me it's logic. It's common sense. It's so easy to score an A in science, especially in school. And remember what I taught you? Work smart, not hard. Okay. All right. So we've got another one here that says engineer a drinking straw roller coaster. Gosh, I wish I could show you this picture. Okay. So basically, its STEM challenges are always it's a hit with kids whenever something looks challenging, or like, you know, you're drawing a maze, trying to get out of the maze and all of that stuff. So we love this one. Okay, which only requires the basic supplies like all your drinking straws. Yeah. So you can build a roller coaster. Basically, you're building a pathway with 2 straws, and you can roll a ball down it, like around it on the 2 straws, so it rolls and then it becomes a roller coaster. That's a science experiment. As we're showcasing talent this morning, I'd like to share with you a beautiful band that you have never seen before on Attenville TV. You've never seen these people before in your life, I can guarantee you that. This content today is by Psyphilic. You've never seen these people before, but they are brilliant, they're magnificent, and they have shared with us their talent and captured it with a good camera. The song they're doing today is by Black Eyed Peas, Where's the Love? Here we go.
Only attracted to the things that'll bring them trauma. Overseas, yeah, we're trying to stop terrorism, but we still got terrorists here living in in the USA, the big CIA, the Bloods and the Crips and the KKK. But if you only have love for your own race, then you only leave space to discriminate. And to discriminate only generates hate. And when you hate, then you're bound to get irate. Yeah, madness is what you demonstrate. And that's exactly how anger works and operates. Man, you gotta have love just to set it straight. Take control of your mind and meditate. Let your soul gravitate to your love, y'all. People killing, people dying, children hurting, you hear them crying. Can you practice what you preach? Would you tell me other cheek? Bring some guidance from above. People got me questioning. Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love. It just ain't the same, always unchanged. New days are strange, is the world insane? If love and peace is also strong, while their peace of life don't belong. Nations dropping bombs, chemical gases filling lungs of little ones with ongoing suffering as the youth die young. So ask yourself, is the love I really got? So I can ask myself, really what is going on in this world that we're living in? People keep on giving in, making wrong decisions, only visions of them dividends. Not respecting each other, they're not our brother. The war is going on, but the reason's undercover. The truth that's kept secret is swept under the rug. If you never know truth, then you'll never know love. Where's the love, y'all? Come on, I don't know. Where's the truth, y'all? Come on, I don't know. Where's the love, y'all? People killing, people dying, children hurting, you hear them crying. Can you practice what you preach? Would you turn the other cheek? Send some guidance from above. The people got me questioning. Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love.
I feel the weight of the world on my shoulder. As I'm getting older, your old people get colder. Most of us only care about money making. Selfishness got us following the wrong direction. Wrong information always shown by the media. Negative images is the main criteria. Infecting the young minds faster than bacteria. Kids wanna act like what they see in the cinema. Whatever happened to the values of humanity? Whatever happened to the fairness and equality? Instead of spreading love, we're spreading animosity. Lack of understanding, living lives of community. That's the reason why sometimes I'm feeling under. That's the reason why sometimes I'm feeling down. There's no wonder why sometimes I'm feeling under. Gotta keep my faith alive till I respond.
And ask yourself, where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Send some guidance from above. These people got me questioning. Where is the love? We only got one world, one world. We only got one world, one world. We only got one world, one world. And something's wrong with it. Something's wrong with it. Wrong with the world. Yeah, we only got one world. We only got one world, one world.
That was Theodelic with Where's the Love? Well, you know the original artist is Black Eyed Peas, but Theodelic, they were brilliant. Now, don't forget, if you have talent just like that and you've got a smartphone to capture this moment or your talent, please do drop us a WhatsApp on 074-660-5829 or an email on mail@attenvillefm.co.za. I prefer you drop us a WhatsApp. A lot of people are complaining that our emails are bouncing, so drop us a WhatsApp. There's the number right there at the bottom right of your screen throughout the entire show, 074-660-5829. We'll come back straight after this commercial break.
The rich taste that says you've arrived. Uyingakar. Living a life of illusion. Leaving your finances on the rocks. In this world of Bazotina Bantu, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Welcome back, everybody. If you just joined us, you are live with us on Attenville TV. This is the Crack It Down Show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. And if you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so in the bottom column where it says live chat, or you can use the contact details at the bottom right of your screen. This morning we're talking about science experiments which can save you with all the goodies around your house. I've been helping you guys for a week now. Okay, I know I missed 2 days due to load shedding. We do apologize for that. I also do apologize for Jessica not being here, as we did advertise for her in the promo that she was going to be here on the Crack It Down. Unfortunately, she forgot how to get to the studio and she was late today, so she won't be joining us in the show, but hopefully in the near future she will. Alright, now kids, if you are watching and you're still listening and you got a pen and paper, right? You do. Okay. Alright, so here's another one for today if your science project is due today or tomorrow or whatever. Okay, so there's one called sorry, we did the engineering roller coaster one. Here's one called build a solar oven. Sounds impressive. Sounds like an A. Alright, so you can explore the power of the sun when you build your own solar oven and use them to cook some yummy treats. Now, this experiment takes a little more time and effort, but the results are always impressive. Now, I've got a little bit of a link, but I'll tell you guys how to build this. Now, if you got a nice box, a cardboard box, how you build a solar oven, all you have to do is open the box. Okay, here's the lid, here's the box, and you put foil. In the inside of the box, you foil the entire inside and the entire top part, and there you have a solar oven. That is your straight A, and that is working smart. Told ya. Don't work hard, work smart. We've got Ramashni and Kim Padachi coming in on YouTube. We've got Kim Padachi saying, good morning. Morning, Auntie Kim. Okay, Ramashni Padachi coming in. I remember doing the solar oven one. You check, Ramashni. We samesies. Alright, so did you score an A on that project, Ramashni? Let us know. Or what grade did you do that in? I can't even remember. Jeez, guys, I'm old now. I'm proudly 35 years old. So yeah, man, it's been a good couple of years. I matriculated in what, 2004? Yeah. Alright, so as we're talking about science experiments, interact with us in studio today. Do you have an easy science experiment that you can share with us? Please do not talk about the volcano for those of you who are lazy. Don't do the volcano one. The volcano thing. Oh, no. Ramashni Padachi comes in on YouTube saying, I don't remember. Okay, it's cool. Alright, Ramashni, on a beautiful Thursday, I know you don't drink and party, so this is not a Pooza Thursday for you. What do you usually get up to on a Thursday, Ramashni? Let us know. Kim Padachi, if you're still watching the show, what do you get up to on a beautiful Thursday? And I'm talking about those days before you had a husband and a child. I know exactly what you're going to say because you're a woman, you're a mother, you're a wife, you're everything. But I'm talking about those days when you had your time all to yourself, Auntie Kim. What did you used to get up to on a Thursday? Let us know. All right, so talking about your science experiments as you're getting ready for school and you're running late, didn't do your work. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Don't even worry, it happens to everybody. Okay, not every day, not every week, and not every project. I wasn't a lazy kid. I was a smart kid, like I just told you. All right. Okay, so talking about our science experiments, we spoke about building a solar oven. There's another one called Float a Marker Man. Sounds pretty cool, right? Okay, so their eyes will pop out, well, kids will pop out of their heads when you actually levitate a stick finger right off the table. This experiment works due to the insolubility of the dry eraser marker ink in water, combined with a light density of ink. Now, I don't know if you know how to do this one. This one, it's got a bowl and it's got water. Now you gotta take your, that dry erase marker, and you draw like Hangman, and you can move him around in the water without it messing. So basically, it's called floating a marker man. Now the science behind there is all about the insolubility of the ink in the water. So yeah, good luck with that one. All right. We've got another one. Discover density with hot and cold water. Okay, everybody knows about that project, right? Now, there's a lot of easy science experiments you can do with density, okay? This one is extremely simple, involving only hot and cold water and food coloring. Now, the visuals make it appealing and fun. So, hot water, cold water, coloring in each different temperature. So in the hot one you have one color, in the cold one you have another color, in the hot one you have another color, and then the prettiness will obviously score you the A in presentation as well. So good luck with that one. Oh yeah. All right, another one. You can learn to build, or you can learn to layer your liquids. That's another one. Okay, this density demo is a little more complicated. Okay, but the effects are spectacular. So slowly layer your liquids, like you get honey. This is fun. See how easy this is. I don't know how you guys fail in school, seriously. So basically you get like a layer of honey, okay? Then you can put dish soap. Then you can put water. And then you can also put, rubbing alcohol in a glass, right? And then people will be amazed when the liquids float on top of one another like magic, except that it really is science, because it's different types of materials and it's different types of liquids, and they will not mix, and it will look pretty in a glass. So if you're looking for something to do in your vase at home, instead of putting flowers in the middle of the table, you can put these layers of colors. Yeah. There goes your science experiment. Look at me teaching you today how to be a smart kid. Yeah. Alright, on this lovely Thursday, if anybody's celebrating a birthday, a very, very happy birthday to you if you are. May you see many, many more. God bless. For those of you celebrating an anniversary, big ups to you. After COVID and staying in someone's face 24/7, if you're still with that person, that's love. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We're going to come back straight after this commercial break. Welcome back, everybody. If you just joined us, you are live with us on Atomville TV. This is the Crack It Down Show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. Now, if you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so in the bottom column where it says live chat, or use the contact details at the bottom right of your screen. Now, don't forget, we're all about showcasing talent, and today we were talking about science experiments, especially not working hard, working smart. Yeah, the smart cookie right here. Alright, don't forget that Atomville TV is still looking for TV presenters. We're looking to train kids. Remember, I didn't want to be in the seat in the first place. We opened up this project to uplift the community and give those out there who could not help themselves the opportunity to find out what it's like to be in media, in broadcast. So if you're studying anything in film, TV, media, lighting, graphics, it doesn't matter. You want to be a part of this project, you can drop us a WhatsApp 074-660-5829. Again, 074-660-5829. There's a number right there if you can't see it. All right, we're all about uplifting right here. So drop us a WhatsApp. Let us know if you want to be a part of this. If you just want to come to the studio and see what we do here, why not? Just remember, I've got a paying job straight after this. I'm going to work. Yeah, I start working around 9:30. So yeah. All right, if you've got talent, don't forget, all you have to do is capture it with your smartphone. It doesn't have to be singing. It doesn't have to be dancing. It can be anything. whether you juggle, whether you're double jointed, whether you got something strange and something new, something fresh, drop us a WhatsApp and ask us how's the process going, or how does it work to get onto Atomville TV, and we'll guide you from there. Coming up next, we've got Good Harvest from the Philippines. Oh yeah, baby. If you're all about your reggae man, this is Bob Marley's Waiting in Vain. Check them out.
I don't
A Good Harvest with Waiting in Vain as the original artist is Bob Marley. I think that was quite epic, and that is where you get your feeling from the bad man. Oh, doesn't it make you want to go to Jamaica and just feel like, you know, all of your reggae music, man, on this beautiful Thursday morning. I can't believe Good Harvest from the Philippines has sent us this video, and Waiting in Vain is one of my favorite songs of Bob Marley's. Auntie Kim, if you are watching the show and if you are a Bob Marley fan, I know that song brought back very good memories for you when you were a kid. All right. Coming in on YouTube, as we were talking about science experiments a bit earlier in the show, Ramashni Badachi comes in to say, we had to make our own paper and let the leaves dry in a stocking with a mold. Ooh, that's a good one. I think my one of my besties in high school, Caldine Lowe, if you are watching the show, she did an experiment like that, and sure, she scored higher than me. I was so angry. Yeah, she got an A+ that day. Yeah. All right, keep it locked right here on Attenville TV as we're talking about science experiments and easy experiments to just score an A and get through it, especially if you're late on your projects. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back straight after this commercial break.
The ultimate accessory, the latest shiny thing, mesmerized. Trying to keep up, but never getting ahead in an endless cycle of spending. In this world of constant upgrades, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Welcome back, everybody. If you just joined us, you are live with us on Attenville TV. This is the Crack of Dawn Show with myself, Kimera, Heeralal, as your host. And if you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the bottom column where it says live chat, or you can use the contact details at the bottom right of your screen right there. All right, so today we're talking about science experiments. And before I go on with this, if you haven't done this already and you are watching the show for the very first time, don't forget to like, share with a friend, or subscribe to this channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please do it. We're sitting on 199 subscribers. Ramashni, Kim Padachi, all of you guys that are watching the show, please help us to hit that 200 mark. I'll feel so proud. Oh yeah, on this happy Thursday. I don't know why I'm so happy today. I'm wearing a t-shirt that says sneakers. Oh yeah. So yeah, but I'm also wearing sneakers. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Alright, talking about science experiments this morning as I'm saving your butt today. For those of you who didn't finish your homework at home. Now, there's another science experiment that's called a crush a can using air pressure. Oh yeah, you don't need much for that one. Okay, sure, it's easy to crush a soda can with your bare hands, right? But if you could do it without touching it at all, that's the power of air pressure. Now, if you don't know anything about this, please notice. Okay, I wish I could put this picture up for you on the screen. Okay, so basically, you could use a bowl of water, right, and a can, and then you use your tongs to place the can, and you will see the air pressure from the water suck in the can. Yeah, there we go. Crushing a can using air pressure. Science, booyah. That's a quick one. Okay, here's another one. You can build, you can grow a carbon sugar snake. This one comes from Josh from last night. Okay, Josh says, grow a carbon sugar. So he says, easy science experiment can still have impressive results. This eye-popping chemical reaction demonstration only requires simple supplies: sugar, baking soda, and sand. All you have to do, that's it. It's like a bowl, right? He sent a bowl with baking soda and sugar, and all it does is that a carbon sugar snake just starts to grow out of it like that, out of the bowl. Simple. Straight A. I think that's perfect. All right, we've got Kim Padachi coming in on YouTube. Says, yes, the song has brought back memories. To Kim. Were you a wild one when you were young? Or were you just like me, just loud, loving, sociable? Everybody liked you. You're basically like the popular kid kind of thing. Yeah, well, a lot of moms that are very let me say, you come across as a beautiful mom, a beautiful wife, a beautiful mentor, leader, sister, friend, and the way that you're so confident when you speak, it tells me what type of character you were when you were younger. All right, okay. It's coming to the end of the show. I can see that as we're running out of time, and I've got about 5 minutes left. But before I go, please join us tonight on the show called The Journey. Okay, it's a show about Hinduism and exploring Hinduism as a whole, and it's all about your spiritual path in Hinduism. That's it. You don't have to be Hindu to watch it. It's all about educating yourself on culture. As you know how the Christians do it, you know how the Muslims do it. So I thought, us as Hindus, we don't do it. Let me do it. Yeah. So join us tonight at 7 o'clock. It's from 7 to 8. It's a 1-hour show. And it's every single weekday, Monday through to Friday, right here on Attenville TV. Well, guys, it's time for me to love and leave you. I'm going to kick it off here on this Puza Thursday. No, I'm not going drinking. I got to go to work. Maybe later. We'll see. Yeah. Well, good luck to all the kids out there who are writing exams from the Attenville TV team. We'd like to wish you very good luck. If you did study, you wouldn't need the luck. But anyways, good luck. All the best to you guys. And we've got Ramashni Panachi coming in on YouTube saying, thanks for a wonderful show. Thank you so much for being a sport, Ramashni, and joining me on the show this morning. A special thanks to Kim Panachi as well. Thank you guys for helping me to make this show happen. I noticed we lost a lot of viewers because of the load shedding. I again apologize from the bottom of my heart. Load shedding is not in my control, guys. Sponsor us a generator. We'll never go down. From myself, Kimera, Heeralal, have a blessed Thursday. Bye-bye for now.